So the 5th annual conference of Critical Incident Stress Management, it's amazing to be here and see so many people. We've got a broad selection of speakers, obviously from the NHS, both from Combined Healthcare and University Hospital of North Midlands, but we've got our colleagues from the police force, we've got other people that have come along from the universities and they're sharing their good practice of how they're going to embed it from the student level upwards so that everybody will be equipped in knowing what it is and how they can use it. CISM stands for Critical Incident Stress Management, and it's a range of things that people can use to support people in the workplace. And the conference for me is the inspiration of bringing like-minded people together to, I guess, reignite our energy in making sure we look after each other, whatever that might be, in a formal way, informal way, a cup of coffee and a chat, or a formal debrief.
I'm Stephen Regal. I'm Honorary Professor at the University of Nottingham at the Centre for Trauma, Resilience and Growth. My presentation today was about traumatic bereavement and traumatic bereavement in a variety of circumstances and settings, and particularly amongst, I guess, looking at what happens when a staff member dies. You know, either it could be accidental death or it could be suicide, which is not unheard of. And what do we do as organisations to support those people? It's important that working with traumatic loss is part of a CISM, because I think CISM is very flexible and can be used very creatively in terms of the framework. And if it's a team that's experienced a traumatic loss of a colleague, then you can still use that small group support to facilitate support for that team. I think the event's been absolutely amazing. I think to have this on a yearly basis, to see the community of CISM practitioners grow in the variety of contexts and settings, you know, from ED departments to a variety of others.
CISM is a really powerful tool. I trained with Jan on one of the first cohorts. I found it sort of overwhelming, really, very sort of emotionally draining to do the training. But I've used it in practice a lot, working in acute. Seen a lot of incidents, serious, low level, high level, and I would say that, you know, as a practitioner, as a nurse, as a manager, that it's helped a lot of people, and certainly helped me, and I'll continue to use it, and I think today's just proven how powerful it is.
So my name's Jo Cookson.
I'm Jenny Cooper.
And we're both from Keele University, part of the midwifery lecturing team. So we talked about the impact of critical incidents on students and the pre-registration curriculum, so how it might impact on students in the clinical area that may see things that are traumatic for them.
We've talked about our project where we've investigated student perspectives, and we presented the findings of our surveys and focus group and some of the conclusions and recommendations that have come from that. So
it certainly highlights, so coming to conferences like this, the importance of the foundations of CISM and putting all those jigsaw pieces together. And I think just everybody's stories today highlights the importance of it, and the importance of understanding everybody's perception and everybody's thoughts surrounding an incident, and making sure that all the pieces are put together and that we get the right outcome for the people who are struggling.
You've had some really interesting, powerful speakers, sharing their experiences with us. It's really cool, like a breath at times, really, hasn't it? And I suppose, like Jan says, it's poked a bear inside you, listening to what other people have gone through and how perhaps they've turned their own lives to focus on some traumatic experience that has happened to them.
I'm Carl Ellis. I'm a police inspector at Cheshire Police. I spoke about Cheshire's debriefing framework and the Emergency Services Traumatic Intervention Programme, ultimately our TISM programme, diffuse and demobilising opportunities to help officers with psychological closure. It is my second or third opportunity coming along to CPD event that Jan's run, and every time I find lots of learning. I make sure I come with a notebook, and I've gone away with many pages full of little pointers from every speaker, whether it's a recap, a refresh, a memory jog, but more important about some golden quick wins that we can implement within Cheshire now that could help colleagues, and also reflect on some of the opportunities re policies and procedures. Also, I discover some of the familiarity that we share across the many services about us all trying to hit the same drum beat, and share our practices to help support our colleagues.
I think it's been really powerful. I think, you know, the talks have gone from different perspectives. I think showing live events like just being shown it's very, very powerful. I think more people now understand how trauma affects us, incidents affects us, and how important it is to get the support that's out there.
Yeah, and I think it just highlights that it doesn't matter what profession we're from. At some point we're all vulnerable, and it's I guess when we least expect it most of the time.
CISM to me is about how we support each other through stressful events, recognising the work that our colleagues undertake in the NHS and beyond, in other public sector services. It's really a framework for supporting staff to process the feelings and emotions and things that they see on a daily basis, to support them to be as well as they can be. I thought today was absolutely awesome. I think the amount of work and the inspirational leadership from Jan Summerfield, our service lead, has been truly fantastic. To see the impact on delegates across the whole public sector, the fire service, the police, and our beautiful NHS has just been amazing.